Okay, we'll move on. The next item of business is the budget officer's message and information presentation of the 2015 tentative budget. This process started right after Memorial Day, where the department heads submit all of their materials to our Comptroller, our Director of Finance, Bob Beedon, and then that starts the process of Bob and I meeting with the departments and looking for ways to make sure we're as efficient as possible. And so this is one of the single biggest actions that the town board takes on any given year is with regards to the budget. This sets the budget for the upcoming year. And as you'll see in a moment as Bob goes through, there'll be some projections over the next couple years as well. And Bob, before you get started, I'll just compliment you and all the department heads for the hard work that you have put together for this. I know that, each year I make reference to the fact I think this is your 33rd budget that you have put together. And so with that, Bob, and as Bob is getting ready to actually start this presentation, the link will be up online for the budget. It'll be under quick links. And so not only the presentation that Bob will be giving tonight, but also a summary of the budget will be available online. So with that, Mr. Beedon, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Tony. As Tony mentioned, we will be discussing the 2015 tentative budget. First, we're going to look at our performance for 2014. When we take a look at our appropriations...
Bob, I'm sorry to interrupt, and I'm being told by our team downstairs that we got to click you on, and we'll do a quick test.
Is this better?
Huh? This better?
There we go.
Okay,
we hear it?
good.
All right. Thank you, Bob.
Thank you, Tony. When we take a look at our 2014 estimated appropriations, our total appropriations are $257,000 below the 2014 adopted budget. $151,000 of that is from personnel salaries. As people retire, we're not filling some of the positions, and when people retire, we're filling some of the positions with less salary. Our equipment is down $50,000 from the 2014 adopted budget. Contingency is down. We're not planning on using any of that this year. Employee benefits are slightly reduced, $11,800, and our capital outlay is down $61,000. Where we have some major increases for the appropriations is in contractual, especially in the SOP budget for the highway department. We've had a severe winter, and our SOP purchases are already completed, and we have to have the next 3 months of additional expenses for SOP. So that's reflected here. In the revenue for 2014 for our general highway and library funds, as you can see, our mortgage tax has been reduced by $200,000 due to the fact that people are not doing as much refinancing in Penfield. For the last 6 years, the interest rates have been so low, people have taken advantage of it. So it's at rock bottom now, and it's not any use for people to have to take advantage at this point. However, we still do have new building going on and new homes purchased. Our sales tax are up $300,000, which offsets this reduction of mortgage tax. Some of the other revenues that are down are other government services. Monroe County, we have not done a lot of repair work as we anticipated in the budget for 2014. And our snow and ice contract pretty well expires at the end of this year, and we had a severe winter, so it has been reduced. For next year, we hope to get some additional funds. And then the net effect to balance our 2014 budget, we will have to appropriate $372,673 to balance the appropriations. That's a favorable variance of about $82,000, which we can carry over into the 2015 budget. Leading into our 2015 tentative budget through 2017, we have some analysis. First is our tax rate analysis. In 2015, our assessment growth was 3.2% due to new construction. And we anticipate not having to have a tax rate for 2015. which is the same tax rate that we've had for the last 6 years. When we get into the future years, the town board likes us to take a look at a 3-year budget in order to address any financial situation that may affect the services of the town of Penfield. When you take a look at 2016, it's only an estimate, and we anticipate an increase of assessment growth of 1%, and for 2017 of 1%. Even though we show an estimated tax rate at $2.64, we can't control the mandates that we're getting from the governments, especially the state and federal government. At this time, we're trying to address in 2015 what those mandates are, but we're still concerned, and we won't really know what this tax rate will be until we get into 2015 and we take a look at 2016. But at this point in time, we just have a guesstimate for those 2 years. Hopefully we can still continue to maintain that, but when you take a look at the mandates that are coming up this way, it's going to be very difficult. Again, showing a tax chart, our tax rate for 2015 at $2.64. That's been the same for the last 6 years, and much less than it was in 2008 at $2.94. So that's a 30-cent decrease. Then when you compare our tax rate with other jurisdictions, with the town of Penfield, especially the Penfield Central School District, you can see where that tax rate is about 70.1% of the total taxes. That's if a house is assessed at $160,000. Monroe County, 22.6%, and the town, the tax rate would be $2.64 with a 7.3% of the total taxes. If you live in the Webster Central School District, you will be paying about 65.7% of your total taxes. County of Monroe, 25.9%, and the town, 8.4%. Each year, we work with the County of Monroe to get our sales tax projections through the year 2017. And then we take this to the board, and due to the economic conditions that are facing us in the future, we take a conservative figure. And for 2015, 16, and 17, we estimated at $2,800,000, which is approximately 18% of our total revenues. Our bond payments have an effect on our tax rate. In 2015, we still have to pay the principal for our pool and locker room library project, which expires in the year 2019. We still have to pay for the land acquisition project, which expires in the year 2022. But as you can see, as we pay the principal each of these years, the interest is reduced and the total cost is getting less until it's retired in 2022. Leading into the 2015 tentative budget, our total appropriations are $278,977 below the 2014 budget. Again, the reductions are in our salaries, about $63,000 from the 2014 budget. Contractual costs, department heads have kept costs down as low as they possibly can in order to maintain the same services. It shows a reduction of about $283,540. We're not planning on using our contingency account. Employee benefits are down slightly from 2014 only because people have retired and those positions have not been filled. Our capital outlay projects are down $150,000. And again, as I showed you, our debt service from 2014 to 2015 has been reduced by $32,000. We do have some major costs affecting us for 2015, and that's to replace the highway department's vehicle inventory. We have 2 major pieces of equipment that we're purchasing in order for us to continue to have the great snow removal service in the highway department. And then we also have some contractual costs for construction. That's basically our CHIPS program, which funds our repairs to all the town roads and also for some of our Mott's Landing project. On the revenue side, our real property taxes, no tax rate increase, but the assessment growth of 3.18%, and that's us $242,900. Again, the other major increase is in our sales tax. We're planning on budgeting $2,800,000, which gives us another $100,000 for the 2015 budget. Where we have some reductions is other taxes, and that's due to the fact that our cable TV franchise fees have been going down each year as people are trying other avenues to watch their TV. Mortgage tax is down $150,000. There has not been a lot of refinancing in the community. However, there is a lot of new homes being built, so we feel that that's going to hit about $900,000 in 2015. Our local revenues are down slightly. State aid up slightly. The other factor affecting our budget again is the amount of money we're taking from the reserve fund to fund the replacement of equipment for the highway department. So to balance our 2015 budget, in order for us to maintain the same tax rate, we will appropriate $209,581 in surplus. And where does the budget go? 64% goes for personnel salaries plus benefits. That's down from 65% in 2014. Our equipment and capital projects are up 7% in 2015 from 4% in 2014. Our contractual costs is down from 24% in 2014 to 23% for 2015. Our town insurance remains the same at 1% of the total appropriations. Our debt service is 5%. That's down from 6% in 2014. Where does the dollar come from in our revenue structure? Real property taxes represents 48%. That's down from 52% in 2014. Our sales tax at 18%, that's up from 16% in 2014. Interfund revenues the same at 4%. State aid at 8%, down from 9% in 2014. Other governments the same at 7% of the total revenue. Local revenues are 12%. That's up from 8% in 2014. Appropriated reserve at 1%. Appropriated surplus at 2%. That's the same as it was in 2014. Our estimated appropriation and revenues. As we explained, the town board likes to take a look at a 3-year budget in order to take a look at any financial situations that may affect the services of the town of Penfield. And this allows us to get after those issues so we can continue to maintain the same tax rate. And as you can see, we still have some mandates that we have to fund in 2016 and 17, but we do not know what the future brings. So this is only an estimate. And as we can take a look, our total appropriations are approximately $120,000 more than our 2015 budget, which brings it up to $16,082,000. For 2017, again, another $80,000 to the appropriation brings it up to $16,144,000. As you can see, the salaries are pretty consistent with merit raises and a slight increase in the consumer price index. Employee benefits, again, with the big costs of medical costs, the cost of retirement, and the cost of workers' comp, that's all included in these figures. Again, we have to replace the major equipment needs for the highway department, and they're included in 2016 and 17. Our contractual costs to fund the roads and other projects in the community are pretty much consistent. Insurance pretty much remains the same over those 2 years, And then our debt service pretty much remains going in the same direction. On the revenue side, for 2016, the assessment growth of 1%, nets us this much in real property tax, and another 1% for 2017. Then the other major revenue is our sales tax, which represents 18% of our total revenues. We figured at the same level as it has been in 2016 and 17. And then again, we're planning on transferring some money from the Highway Capital Reserve Fund for 2016 and 17 to offset the cost of equipment that we mentioned in the other slide for the replacement. And then our appropriated surplus to balance our 2016 budget. We will appropriate $200,000 to balance the budget, and for 2017, we'll balance the budget for 2017. The analysis of our fund balance for our general highway and library fund. When you take a look at our revenues for 2014 at $15,600,000, and you subtract the expenditures of almost $16 million, and subtract the amount of money that we had to replenish the reserve fund to replace equipment for the highway department of $700,000, brings our fund balance at the end of 2014 at $3,666,000. And when you appropriate the fund balance for 2015 for $209,600, for 2016 at $200,000, 2017 at $200,000, brings the total to about $3,056,911. This represents 19% of our total appropriations. And when you talk to Mooney Investor Services or all the other investment service corporations, they have recommended that our fund balance be between 15 to 20% in order for us to maintain our AA2 rating. And in 2015, we will be doing a serial bond for the sewer project at $2,440,000. So this will allow us to save interest on that bond by keeping our AA2 rating with Mooney Investors. Again, we have two major reserve funds, our General Reserve and our Highway Capital Reserve Fund. The General Reserve Fund, our balance at the end of 2014 was about $511,338. When we get into 2015, our balance will be approximately $726,000. This will be used to fund major pieces of equipment that are scheduled to be replaced for the Parks Department, or some of our staff may need some equipment, vehicles to run their operations. And so we're using these funds for those purposes. And when the purchase is going to happen, if that's the decision made by the board, then we can appropriate the money out of these funds to do that. As you can see in the Capital Reserve Fund, the town board has already made a decision to take $256,000 out of the Highway Capital Reserve Fund to fund approximately $500,000 worth of equipment for the Highway Department for 2015. So their Highway Capital Fund balance for their equipment needs will be about $412,000 at the end of December 2015. Then we get into 2015 special district budgets. First one, the Drainage District. The 2015 drainage rate is $3.83 per unit, or $38.30 per homeowner. This is an increase of $1.20 from 2014. The 2015 budget includes payment for debt service for the Thomas Cove and Consolidated Water Districts. The 2015 budget will be less than a penny per thousand, or an average charge of 47 cents per average homeowner in the townwide Consolidated Water District. The Thomas Cove Water District will pay $1.53 per thousand, or $244.64 per homeowner. The 2015 budget for the townwide lighting district is 6 cents per thousand, or $9.44 per average homeowner, which is less than 2014 by $1.12. The 2015 tax levy for the intensified lighting district is $27.26. This is a decrease of $1.80 per homeowner from 2014. The 2015 unit charge for sewer operation and maintenance is anticipated at $41.44 per residential home, which is an increase of $1.65 from the 2014 tax levy. The 2015 unit charge for the sewer debt service is anticipated to be $67.81. This should be the same as the 2014 tax levy. The 2015 budget for the ambulance district number 1, which is our Penfield volunteer ambulance service, is 2 cents per thousand. The average home will pay $3.63. The 2015 budget for district number 2, which is our northeast quadrant, is a penny per thousand. The average home will pay $2.08 during 2015. This is an 86-cent decrease from 2014. This evening, the supervisor presented the 2015 tentative budget. From September 4th through October 10th, there'll be the public comment period. October 1st, 2014, there'll be a public hearing on the 2015 preliminary budget. And then on October 15th, 2014, the town board will approve the final 2015 budget. Town board has always approved the town budget before the election, every year. And if anybody needs to look at the budget, it's on the website as you speak. You can give me a call, like meet me in my office, and I'll be glad to discuss the budgets with you. Thank you.
Bob, if somebody wanted to get a hold of you, 340-8621.
8621. 340-8621.
Okay. Thank you, Bob. This satisfies the requirement for presenting the tentative budget. As Bob has indicated, from tonight through the 10th of October, we are accepting comments, thoughts, ideas, or otherwise. Again, if you'd like to make an appointment with Mr. Beedon, please feel free to do so. You can also go online and see the entire budget and the breakdown of the budget. Bob, thank you again.
Thank you.
We appreciate it. A lot of great work by you and all the department heads, so thank you.